Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special video edition of the Fit Family Forum. I am your host, Victor Fernandez. Now, up to this point, I've been operating this blog for a couple months now, and up until this point, it had always been in written form. And when doing it in written form, I can sit down and really hash out in my mind what I want to say. I can put it on screen. I can edit it, re-edit, really craft the piece to make it sound exactly the way I want it to sound, and really to make it sound like someone with a writing background like myself actually wrote it. But today I actually chose to take a different approach, because I wanted to talk about something a little bit more personal. And let's face it, as much as as I love the written word, it was my passion, and still is to a certain extent, but was my passion from a career perspective for nearly 3 decades. So as much as I appreciate the written word and love the written word, sometimes you just have to speak your mind, whether it comes across, the right way or not. And actually, it's it's a topic that annoys me and amuses me at the same time. And that's the holidays and what's become of them, in the sense that, I've always been a big Thanksgiving and Christmas person, and New Year's person. And the reason for that is because of the fond memories I have of the holidays growing up as a kid, in suburban New York City. Because, I always joke with people and say that, our family, always cooked like there were 100 people coming over for that holiday, because back in those days, if it wasn't 100 people, it was pretty damn close to it. And it was like Grand Central Station. There were people coming in and out constantly. You lost track of who you'd seen and how many people you'd seen. And 1 minute you saw them, the next minute they were gone. But it was so much fun. The adults got together and talked amongst themselves and had a good time and had some food, drank some wine. The kids had a good time playing together, having fun, anxiously awaiting for midnight, Christmas Eve / Christmas Day to arrive, because you couldn't wait to open presents. That was our tradition back then. We didn't wait till Christmas morning. So it was just really, really, and I looked forward to that time of year every year. Back then, I didn't hate the cold as much as I do now. But I looked forward to that time of year. And for the longest time, I felt that way. And even now, a lot of people in our family have passed on, or have, may they rest in peace, or have moved back to our family's homeland in Portugal. So we don't see them quite as often, or at all, really, unless they're on Facebook. So, so it's a much more intimate setting now, 6, 8, 10 people tops. And my mom still cooks like there's 100 people coming over. And, I love that time of year. And yet, every year, or at least it seems like that for the past several, we get to Halloween, we enjoy Halloween, and then November 1st, it's Christmas. It's Christmas 24/7. You got all the movies on the Hallmark Channel that come on, and they play them over and over and over again. You start seeing all the ads on TV for Black Friday and Christmas sales and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that in and of itself that's bad. I know there's a lot of people out there that love Christmas above all else, and I love Christmas myself. But whatever happened to just savoring this time of year? To enjoying every minute of it, to living in the here and now. Whatever happened to that? Why are we always in such a rush to get to the next big thing? It doesn't make any sense to me. What's wrong with right now? What's wrong with today? It's like we're in a hurry to get through it. And let's face it, the holidays come and go quickly as it is. Next thing you know, it's January 2nd and you're dreading, winter because, it's cold, it's dreary, and there's really not a whole lot to do, at least, indoors anyway. So whatever happened to just enjoying the time that we have? I mean, you look at, to be honest, part of it, I blame retail, because you're not even a quarter of the way through summer and we're already talking about back to school. School rolls around, it's still warm out, and we're already talking about Halloween. And then before we even get to Halloween, we're already talking about Christmas. And let's face it, Thanksgiving gets a raw deal. I love Thanksgiving, by the way. Thanksgiving was when growing up, Thanksgiving was always at our house. Christmas was always at my godparents' house. New Year's was always at my aunt and uncle's place. And we all at the time all lived within, less than 5 minutes of one another in the same town. And, but Thanksgiving was always at our house. And I used to love Thanksgiving because I didn't have to really get dressed up to go someplace, because we always got dressed up to go to somebody else's home for, a holiday gathering, so you always pulled out the nice pants, and the sweater and all that. And I've never been one to really get all dressed up. So at least at Thanksgiving time, I could wear whatever I want because I didn't have to go anywhere. So, and I used to love when the holidays came, yes, in part because you had, 2 weeks off from school, but I loved the holiday time, and I hated to see it go really fast. I hated to see it go by so quickly. So why are we rushing through everything? I've never quite understood that. I like this time of year. I'm a summer person overall. That's why we moved to the beach, but I like this time of year. And as much as I'm not a huge Halloween person, I enjoyed it. And I'll tell you why. Because we're so concerned about doing things that we enjoy doing. If you enjoy putting up the Christmas tree the day after Halloween, you put up the Christmas tree. And for me, a long time ago, I gladly accepted the fact that the holidays weren't about me. And frankly, they're not about adults either. But I'm just speaking for myself here. The holidays aren't about me. I frankly hate Christmas shopping, or as a whole. I love to be able to buy gifts for the kids, for, my youngest son, and when our two oldest, were younger as well, and watch them open up gifts. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy just spending time with my family. I'm a pretty simple person, if you haven't figured that out by now. I'm not into all the big pomp and circumstance. It doesn't have to be a real tree. It's not going to ruin Christmas if it's not. We picked up a white tree last year with these really ice blue lights. Actually pretty cool looking. But if it wasn't that, if it was just any old tree, I'm fine with that. Because it isn't about the things. It isn't about, it's about spending time with family. I don't want to race through that. So, I joke around with people on social media, joke around with friends on Facebook who are already, watching their Hallmark movies, and I'm not picking on Hallmark, all the Christmas movies that come out, and are already putting up their Christmas tree the day after Halloween, but and who are ready for, I joke with people about a lot of that stuff. But it always goes back to me to, why are we in such a rush? We're such an instant gratification type of society that now somehow, we want that in our fitness. We want that in our careers. We want it to be, we want to enjoy the results right here, right now. We don't want to savor the time it takes to get there. I love the build up for Christmas, rather, with the younger kids, being able to hide the Christmas gifts and seeing them, anxiously anticipating for Christmas to arrive. I love Thanksgiving. I really do. And it's taken on, for me, it's taken on added meaning the last couple of years because we lost our beloved dog Smokey a couple of years ago at Christmas time, actually a couple of days before Christmas. So his 2-year anniversary of his passing is coming up here soon. I always think of him. I think of our dog Sasha, who passed away 5-6 years ago. I think of, my family back in New York and try to get on, with them at holiday time as much as possible. I don't want that time to come and go. I don't want it to, disappear in a blink of an eye and snap of my fingers. I like the buildup. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. So that's why I felt the need to do this in video form this time, as opposed to the written word, because I'm not so sure that, the way I feel would have come across quite in the same way if I had written it out as opposed to, or typed it out, I should say, as opposed to video side of things. Hope that didn't come across as a rant, but if it did, so be it. I guess it was sort of rant-ish, rant-esque, because I truly appreciate this time of year and any time of year, and I don't want it to see it go by fast. Who knows how much time we have left on this planet? Who knows how much more time I have left? So I want to enjoy the here and now, because what comes next will get here sooner or later. So why am I in such a rush to get there? I appreciate you all listening and also supporting me in what I'm trying to do here with the business and helping people and all that. I appreciate all your support, and enjoy your holidays. I know I will. Take care.